For me, this is a very fair 2022 price target. All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do an update video on Hut8, stock ticker HUT. Hut is a Bitcoin mining company, and now more than that, so we'll get into that. They have given several updates since my last video, so I want to go through their press releases and updates, including their February operations and mining report, so we'll take a look at that. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And of course, if you enjoy this video, please smash the like button. Feel free to leave a comment below with any thoughts or questions. And in the pinned comment below, you will see a link to our Discord. So it's free to join, and we'd love to have you. Let's start out with Hut8's monthly production update. So here we go, and this was March 3rd. Hut8 Mining monthly production update for February 2022. So I'm going to go right to the production highlights for February 2022. Number one, 289 Bitcoin were mined, resulting in an average production rate of 10.3 Bitcoin per day. If you're familiar with the channel, you know I like to compare that to the previous month to see how they're doing and progressing. February was a tough month. There was 3 less days than in January, and the difficulty rate was very high in February. But having said that, Hut8 did 10.3 Bitcoin per day in February, and if I go back and look at January, they mined 308 Bitcoin, resulting in an average production of 9.93 Bitcoin per day. So 9.93 went to 10.3. That is an increase. Of course, the number went down because there was less days in the month. So all in all, I think that was a very successful month of mining for Hut8. It's basically on track with where we thought they were. They then go on to say our Ethereum mining, which we received payment in Bitcoin, generated approximately 14% of our total production at an average cost of less than 2,600 Canadian dollars per Bitcoin. So I think that's just about the cheapest direct cost of energy for a Bitcoin that any Bitcoin miner across the North American miners that are publicly traded. So for as long as they can keep doing this, it is an absolute bargain. It's going to increase their gross profit. It's going to increase their net profit. And later we'll talk about some other stuff they're doing to add to that. 100% of the self-mined Bitcoin for the month of February were deposited into custody, consistent with Hut8's HODL strategy. So that leads to total Bitcoin balance held in reserve is 6,115 as of February 28th, 2022. So Hut8 has a very strong balance sheet. So that is one of the important pieces of the puzzle that I look at as I'm valuing these Bitcoin mining stocks. Installed operating capacity currently sits at 2.5 exahash, a 5% increase from January 31st, 2022. At January 31st, installed operating capacity currently sits at 2.3 exahash. They added another 2,700 machines operationally. That got them up to 2.5 exahash. Construction at Hut8's third mining facility, located in North Bay, Ontario, continues to advance. The building structure is complete, and racks are now being assembled. So this is a piece that they gave us some guidance on a month or two ago, that this is a little behind where they had hoped to be, but they seem to be progressing rapidly, and this monthly update seems to be big progress from last monthly update. So I think this facility will be up and running shortly, but we will have to wait and see. I would expect to hear that news in the March update. So I just want to look at a few things from their investor presentation, and I'm going to show you a couple other press releases that they've had since the last time I've done a video. So, and you'll see third mining site in North Bay. That's an extra 100 megawatt capacity in addition to the 109 megawatts currently in production in Alberta. So Alberta has site 1 and 2 with 109 megawatts. They're adding another 100 megawatts. And if you watch my interview with Sue Ennis, she talked about the fact that they have an energy partnership where they have access to a lot more potential energy than this. This 100 megawatts is behind the fence, so they're providing this energy for themselves. And I think as their needs grow, they've got a partner to take them pretty much as far as they need to go. So here they're saying by the numbers, 3.35 exahash projected Q1 2022. So they're at 2.5 right now, so I don't know if they're going to get to 3.35 by the end of next month. This presentation is about a month old, so we'll have to wait for next month's update, but they do seem to continue to increase their exahash. Hut8 has a little bit of a different philosophy. They like to try to get these machines at a good price on a discount, the latest and greatest machines. So they do less of getting involved in these gigantic purchase orders where they're receiving machines over 6 months or 12 months or 18 months. We just have to stay tuned, I guess, to see where they're going. But they are committed to growing. You know, a number they've thrown around quite a bit was to get to 6 exahash. I imagine they are looking to get even beyond that. And in addition to that, they added a whole nother segment to their business, which I did a video on and I'm going to talk about briefly. Okay, again, I talked about this in the last video. I just want to touch on it briefly right now. Hut 8's new data center business. So they're in 3 locations, 36,000 square feet of geodiverse data center space. By the numbers, they have 5 data centers. They have over 400 commercial customers. So this brings a whole new aspect to what the company is doing. And they've hired a vice president of sales, and that is to accommodate these 400 customers and obviously to go get new customers and add to that. They also brought on 30 plus experienced data center professionals with enterprise-grade data center expertise. So they brought the machines in, they brought the expertise in, they've hired somebody to grow this portion of the business. So they say here, reoccurring revenues and stable cash flow profile to mitigate fluctuations in digital asset mining business. This is another revenue stream. So Hut 8 has been building out various revenue streams in addition to their Bitcoin mining. And they're doing that both to grow their business and to provide cash to fund operations so that they can continue to hodl the Bitcoin that they mine, and to diversify so that in the times when Bitcoin's price is down, they still have a stable, steady business that's up and running and growing. So recent data center acquisition, 60% capacity, 40% white space. White space is the machines that are not up and running and actively used at any given time. So this is typical for a data center. Trying to achieve 100% capacity isn't really realistic, so it fluctuates and there's always some level of white space. So what Hut 8's model is, so future platform as a service model. 60% capacity, so they're saying, even if we remain at 60% capacity, with the 40% of white space, they can turn that into GPU digital asset mining. So really, this data center will be at 100% capacity at all times, because they can take this white space that other data centers can't do this with. They can take whatever white space happens to be left and they can just mine digital assets with it, just like they do with their 10,000 GPUs mining Ethereum. So this seems to be a very good match for them. I just wanted to give a little more clear understanding of what their plan is with this data center and how it fits into the big picture. So a couple more things real quickly. Media advisory, Hut 8 to release Q4 2021 results on March 17th. So that is 1 week from the day that I'm making this video. So heads up, next week, Hut 8 will be releasing their fourth quarter 2021 financial results. Their Bitcoin mined was way up in the fourth quarter, so I'm expecting positive results. Lastly, they put out this press release on March 2nd. Enthusiast Gaming and Hut 8 sign a multi-year strategic partnership. So I'm not going to dig too deep into this. We'll get more into this in the next video. Essentially, they have signed a partnership with an online gaming company to use blockchain, and so they will be doing a joint venture. I think there's a lot more of this type of stuff to come. This is part of the data center in my mind. There's a lot of advantages of having that data center, and it allows them to partner up on other blockchain type things, and gaming obviously is a big part of blockchain, and there are other things past that. So I think we're going to see more press releases like this over the next year. I just wanted to put this on everybody's radar that this is something else Hut 8 is doing that is different than all of the rest of the Bitcoin miners. So if we take a look at today's activity, Hut 8 is currently trading at $5.22. It's down 7.36% on the day. All the Bitcoin miners are down on the day. Today is March 10th. We're in the middle of the trading day, and Bitcoin is having a down day. So accordingly, the Bitcoin miners are, for the most part, having a down day as well. So this leaves them with an $879 million market cap. That is low historically for what this company has done. If we just take a brief look, you'll see that when Bitcoin peaked in November of 2021, Hut 8's market cap peaked as well, basically on the same day. On November 8th, 2021, I think Bitcoin peaked on November 9th, 2021. This was a $2.33 billion market cap company on that day. And again, they are now down to $879 million. Their market cap has pulled back dramatically. It's one of the reasons that I think we're at a good entry point in this stock, but let's go take a look at the chart and see what's going on. This is the Hut 8 chart on the 2-hour time frame. So each one of these candles represents 2 hours, and you're going to see some clear breaks from day to day over the last few days, because this was 2 days ago where we finished. Yesterday, we gapped up. Bitcoin had a very strong day yesterday. So there was a giant gap up yesterday, and Bitcoin overnight had a pullback. So you see kind of a gap down today. So if I go from where we're trading right now down to this blue line dates back to January 24th. That is the day that Bitcoin bottomed out in the year 2022. It got just under 33,000. So it's also the day that Hut 8 stock bottomed out. It got down to around $4.60. So that represented about a 12% downside from where we're sitting right now. So I like to look at the risk reward. So to me, as I look at the risk, we're 12% off of the bottom. And let's take a look at the reward. And again, please remember, none of this is financial advice. Please do your own due diligence on these mining stocks. They are very volatile. And if you don't have the stomach for that, this might not be the right space for you to be in. So the first target I want to look at is back on February 10th, which was just exactly 1 month ago. Hut was trading at around $8.28. So if Hut can just retrace its steps for the last month, that would be a 58.8% increase from its current stock price. I'm going to zoom out to put this into a little bit better perspective. Okay, so the last number I want to look at with Hut 8 is, I like to go back to, this is December 2nd. This was the day before the flash crash for Bitcoin. It was trading at around 56,000 at this time, and it crashed down to about 42, settled in at around 47 by the end of the day. If we go right back to prior to the flash crash, Hut 8 was trading at about $11.45. So that would be 119, almost 120% increase from the current price of Hut stock. For me, this is a very fair 2022 price target. So that's more than a double. Obviously, depending on the price of Bitcoin, it could be a lot more or a lot less than that, but I think these are two reasonable price targets. And again, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. So that's what I got for you on Hut 8. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.